Find functional hilarity at the Biffa Emporium. Girl, it's what I heard. Allegedly, it's just the word. Allegedly, it's on the street. Allegedly, I sing to the beat. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly.
Well, looky here now. In heifer, you better pay them people news. Shakira is facing a second tax evasion case in Spain for failing to pay $7 million in taxes in Spain. Want their money, honey. This is your second case, child. Are your accountants ripping you off, or did you think you was gonna get away with it? Did you try something slick? I guess they got an IRS in Spain, too. They already say she owes $14.5 million from 2012 to 2014. So she owes $7 million for 2018, and she hid her money offshore. Girl, you should have renounced your citizenship. The EU expensive. And they want to fine her 24 million euros. She said, I spent the majority of my time living in a private island in the Bahamas that she co-owns with Rodgers. They bought it in 2011 and said it was going to be a luxury artist retreat, but the government says you ain't done nothing with it. It's a Chateau Charest, and it's a tax shelter like Chateau Thelma. Chateau Thelma. You might go to prison, honey. But honestly, I'm not that big of a fan, so I won't miss you. Wayne Brady speaks on how his dating life has changed since he's come out as pansexual. I'm sure men was hitting on you before, they gonna hit on you once more. We been new. In the words of Ja Rule, it must be the ass. They had him like, So he said, buss or puss, no muss, no fuss. He said it was hard for him to put himself 100% into a relationship where there was a nagging doubt that he had explored that piece of him. Just say your prostate. Just say your prostate. You want to play with your prostate. You want to punch that prostate. Well, welcome to the Brady Bussy. The Brady Bussy. The Brady Bussy. There once was a man named Wayne who really wanted to get his pussy punched. He met a gentleman who had a hunch that they could punch over lunch. Oh my. And that's how they became the Bussy Bunch. The Bussy Bunch. And speaking of the Bussy Bunch, Joe Budden responds to backlash over scrap Tasha K interview. Tasha K would have made mincemeat out of Joe Budden. She would have Esther on the line to talk about his physical abuse with her, and he should answer for it. Oh, he did an interview with Tasha about the Cardi stuff, and he ain't about to get sued. That's why he ain't putting it out. He said that interview is a problem legally, financially, and algorithmically. Yeah, I don't play in court. But I would like Tasha to interview you, Joe. Why don't you talk with the winos and unwind with Tasha K? But yeah, I ain't touching that one with a 10-foot pole either. And speaking of touching with a 10-foot pole, Rick Ross shoots his shot at Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend, Kayla Nicole. Girl, don't go over to his sorry, fat, skinny ass. And I'ma tell you why. He one of them men that'll give you a little jury, then he take it right back. Like he a fan dance on the Cosby Show. You gotta Anna Marie his ass and tell him get the F on. Go back to your pairs and whatnot. Rick Ross is a bitch and he's got the titties to prove it. He doesn't deserve a whiff of pussy for the rest of his life. He's a feces and a panty waste. And speaking of Travis Kelce, girl, why are you everywhere? Like, okay, you play football, woo. But Taylor Swift, you were almost invited to the cookout, and we was gonna have you on a ribs apprenticeship. But now Taylor Swift, I don't want your ass there. You can't even bring ice. He can't even bring ice. Taylor Swift is like green bean casserole to me. I didn't know about it for a long time, and I consider it completely and utterly unnecessary to the world. And I mean, how do you yearn for that? It's all bones and back. I mean, it's very androgynous. There's no feminine features, no bust, no hip, just straight up and down. Boy, boy. In I Was Right news, Kevin Costner's ex-wife is allegedly kicking herself and regrets filing for divorce. See, you realize you probably had another 10 years and you would have gotten widow money, but you kicked that coot off, and now the next wife is going to get the VVS stones because you let him go. She going to be rocking chinchilla coats because you let him go. She rocking VVS stones because you let him go. And you ain't going to have, and you've got a hell of a lot less to show. You got more than your nup, but you ain't get it all. Stop that. But you ain't get it all, nowhere near, and you put in 20 years? In for a penny, in for a pound, but you took a few shekels and left. You're simple. And now you've given up the best years of your thighs. You're saddled with 3 children, and now you get to raise them on your own. Good luck, heifer. I'd have taken that widow money. And speaking of widow, Joan Collins, 90, says she's had nothing done to her face. You was getting a facelift every season back on Dynasty. Don't you get up here and tell that lie. You had a freshening up just for your Playboy spread. Pepperidge Farm remembers. But yeah, we can tell you've let your face fall now, but ain't really nothing they could do for it. You've already curdled. We love you, but you've curdled. 2 things can be true. You're 90. You were supposed to be dead 15 years ago. You just getting around to looking like Trick Daddy, so you gonna be all right, heifer? Well, you won't, but still. Ex-New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio caught in a heated makeout session with a mystery woman after separating from his wife. That's not news. He ain't the mayor no more, and he ain't with his wife, so he ain't cheating. What the hell? I mean, it's news that it's a woman. I'll say that, it's news that it's a woman. But what the hell? He ain't married no more. It's, sissies kissing. It ain't news. Radar, I'm disappointed in you. And speaking of disappointment, Drake gives Bow Wow his flowers and said, when I was a kid, I wanted to grow up to be Bow Wow. But you see, Bow Wow never grew up. And that's why his life is his life and yours is yours. You just gonna put your ass in my face, huh? Just use my arm as a perch. You can't decide if you want to be in the frame or out the frame. You want to be in the chair, you want to be on the bed. What do you want? I mean, imagine surpassing your childhood hero in height and career. But you're both sorry fathers, so you do have that in common. In Bitch Nobody Asked You news, Kate Middleton is closed to healing the rift with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Girl, they left the country on your ass. They left the throne, which you married into. He don't give a fuck, and she never gave a fuck. You see, she was something that you never have been or ever will be. Successful without a man. She had a whole career, a whole life. You are the boring one. Netflix don't want nothing to do with you. Did Oprah try to have a meeting with? No, Oprah don't give a fuck about you. No one gives a fuck about you, not even your husband who cheating. His pappy a cheater and he a cheater. I suggest you take up knitting. And in more Bitch Nobody Asked You news, Margaret Joseph wants to blame Jennifer Aiden and Daniel Cabral for their unacceptable physical altercation. Girl, you pushed Danielle's husband in the pool and could have actually hurt him. You need to close your sagging mouth. I know you had that face tightened up, but we know what it looked like for real. Well, those were today's top stories from this bottom, so I'ma see you soon for something.
Alleged what? Alleged who? Allegedly, allegedly. Don't blame, don't sue. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly.